Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of In the Huddle, episode 57. First and foremost, we wanted to take the time out to shout out actor Chadwick Boseman, best known for his role as the Black Panther, also played in many other movies, who passed away at the young age of 43 due to colon cancer. Our thoughts and prayers go out with him and his family, and may he rest in peace, man.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
And we have a special guest on today's show, Haran Hargrave, a.k.a. H2o, former professional athlete overseas and creator of Ballin4peace.
Yes.
Joins us on the show today. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Just happy to be here. Happy that I got the call from my guy Lil. You know what I'm saying, and to get this interview going. So just excited to share my journey right now with you guys.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir, for sure.
And it's a pleasure having you on the show, especially at this time with everything that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
So, we definitely want to get this content out for the people for sure, especially here in the city. Take us away.
Yes, sir. So we wanted to kick it off briefly with your collegiate level play. So just to give the people a little background here, you went to Sacramento State. You led your team in scoring, assists, and you broke the school's single game steals record. You also hold the school's single game three-pointer record. So we wanted to know, how has everything you've accomplished in college ball prepared you for what you're now doing?
Oh, man. Well, basketball in general, in college, that was just another stepping stone to that I wanted to achieve. So I set goals for myself as a little kid to do certain things. So, like, when I was younger, in elementary school, I wanted to play on my team and be the captain of my team. Did that. Junior high school, set the same goal, be the captain and, be the guy on my team. Junior high school, I did that. Went to junior high school 72. Lloyd Banks went to my junior high school too.
Oh, wow.
Rapper from G.O. and he was a little older than me, but he went to my junior high school as well. So I set those goals for myself. And then in high school, do the same thing. I led my team in scoring and, led us in my senior year as well too. And so I just set those goals. And so when I got to college, it wasn't just straight through. I went the junior college route. I had to, always have to fight to be where I wanted to be. And so I feel like that journey of sports and overcoming, I'm only 5'11", 6 foot with my shoes on. People would see me and be like, oh, they don't really think that I'm going to be who I am on that basketball court, but I had to work and earn that. So playing ball and then going to Division I and playing ball, I always had to prove myself. You know what I mean? So I say I take everything from basketball, the drive, the strive to be better. And I put that into my everyday life. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like sports brings people together. That's even something why I just created Ballin4peace. Even the way, like, you have to, I had 2-a-days, 3-a-days, working harder than everybody else. So I just took that and put that into my everyday life. And I still do it. Like, I compete myself. If I'm not even I don't compete with other people. I compete with myself, and I owe it all to sports. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And one of the big debates that we have on the show is, what's the better route for a top recruit? Because these days we see a lot of these number one recruits going straight to the G League, or if you take the Leandro Ball route, going overseas to play. Knowing that you played in Sacramento State and how that benefited you, and also playing overseas, what would you advise a top level recruit right now? What do you think is the best route?
Well, they have it completely different than, like, that. If that option was open before, that would have been a dope option as well too. It also allows you to be able to go back to school if you don't get drafted. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get drafted, you can go back to school, or you can go into the G League. Before, like, coming straight out of high school, you had to either make the NBA because you got an agent and all that other stuff. If you didn't, you forfeit your ability to go to college. I would say, whatever. If you a top 100 pick and you a top 10 pick and you're gonna go straight to the NBA, go for it. You know what I mean? If you're going straight to the G League, go for it. Because in college, they don't pay you. And that's something, like, I worked my behind off, my blood, sweat, and tears. They got my jersey on the back. I was in March Madness, the video game and all that. I didn't get $1 from none of that. I didn't get anything. So it's like, go go where they're gonna pay you. You know, at the end of the day, even if they hold it to after you graduate or after you finish college, say that this is the money that you accumulated, and then they pay you afterwards. I think that'd be cool too. But to sit there and say like, yo, cause you just get no money and you're selling out arenas.
I will also say the only thing I would say, to jump in here real quickly, is that with college, the one good thing I would say is the recognition because of March Madness, and you have all the TV contracts or whatever. So you think about like Michael Jordan, like he signed the biggest shoe deal, you know, coming out of college, or in college, or coming out of college, one of the two. I do think on a branding level, if you're trying to brand yourself, and I don't know, I know about the new rule that they're trying to enforce with the Fair to Play Act. So who knows if, you know, how that pans out. But also, you're not being paid. So if you want to make things happen right now, then that's an option as well.
Like you're working for your school and getting absolutely talking about, oh, your room and board. That's like me telling somebody, hey, you want to play in Ballin4peace, right? And then you bring mad people in there, and then I'm like, you know, cool, you're not, you know, I made all this money and I don't want to, you know, I'm not giving it to charity. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just keeping it. Like, you know what I mean? Imagine that. Like, so that's what NCAA is doing.
That's a great analogy, honestly. And since you brought up Ballin4peace, we might as well get into that. So Ballin4peace, ladies and gentlemen, is a movement that H2o founded back in 2014 to bridge the gap between sports and peace within New York City. Ballin4peace has Hargrave throwing a basketball, flag football, and bowling event once a year in the city, with a portion of the proceeds going to various nonprofits and charities.
All right, so the question that I would ask you here right off the bat is, how has the pandemic altered or affected the way you go about doing things with this pandemic and Ballin4peace?
Oh man, it affected Ballin4peace entirely. Like I haven't been able to do any events. You know, I'm very event heavy. You know, the last event that I had in December 2019 for Ballin4peace. I had my lane, the Times Square, and it was a great event, great turnout. I actually had a 2-pack where, you know, they had to turn away some people and everything, but it was a great event. And at the end of the day, you know, this COVID has affected us, you know, because I haven't done anything. You know, I planned to do some stuff. I wanted to do a back to school flag football game. I couldn't do my basketball game. Can't do that. Like, so I'm trying to see maybe I could get the bowling in before the end of the year, but it affected us in a big way. But it also helped me in a way, because I imagine going 6 years strong, just every, you know, boom, 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 no breaks. You know what I mean? So I needed this time to kind of regroup, refresh, and get better during this time. So I was able to get a lot of things on the back end better as well too, financially, and getting all, even down to certain bank accounts together, and just everything I've been able to do great. Because as you know, Ballin4peace used to be under H2o basketball. So it was H2o basketball presents Ballin4peace, but it outgrew that. And now I'm an official 501c3. So those nonprofits that I was given to, I'm my own nonprofit now. So and that was something I was able to do and accomplish over this time period as well. So there you got some exclusive news too. So
Yes, sir.
So it affected us in one way, but then it also helped us in another way, to where I can like literally focus, sit back and be like, okay, now I can plan a little bit better and make things like, so when we're able to do an event, this is going to be extravagant.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be, you think it's going to be the best event probably that you ever did because of the long hiatus?
Oh, for sure. People, they're clamoring to come out to one of my events right now. You know what I mean?
And you know, so, that kind of, everything you just said kind of relates to Leo and I too, because, you know, with our show, like, obviously the pandemic struck. Him and I graduated college this past May. Like,
congratulations, guys.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So the job market for our field is slow, and we kind of had to sit back and be like, all right, like, we got to quarantine. Like, there's nothing we could do. So like, we kind of like planned out our moves, and we're like, all right, so if we can't really get a job right now, we might as well continue what we're doing and keep the show going on Zoom. So we've been doing that for weeks now, man. So like, I agree with you. It's all about how you plan your future moves out through the hardships.
And that's the thing I like about this organization known as Ballin4peace is that not only is it a charity for the kids, obviously that's the biggest part, but you have a lot of journalists that has a platform to get content to build their channels up.
Oh, for
So a
sure.
lot, you know, it's a win-win for a lot of people in that retrospect as well. But speaking of Ballin4peace and, you know, doing it for the community and keeping the kids off the street, I remember there was an event last summer, a flag football game with the NYPD. And I'm glad I came out that day because I was getting for my internship, I had to do some recordings out there. So I was glad to go there because to see cops in a different light compared to what we see what's going on in society right now, to see that there's cops that actually want to make change and want to, you know, you just see them in a different light. What are your thoughts on everything that's going on in the world with a lot of these police shootings and stuff like that? We already know with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and recently Jacob as well.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you know, we still have to go through this stuff during, you know, in our lives because it just sucks. You know, there is a clear difference, and anybody who says that there isn't a difference, you know, they just don't, you know, they're lying to themselves. You know, and it sucks that, you know, even a man of myself, an educator, someone who's doing great for the community, and knowing a gang of great, you know, police officers. I have lieutenants and sergeants, and I have, they're my friends, but still, like, you know, every time I get pulled over or something, every time I hear a police siren, it just, like, it bothers me. It makes my heart pound, and it's like, we shouldn't have to live in fear, you know. And if I get pulled over sometimes, it's like, yo, you think, okay, the worst that could happen to most people is that they'll get a ticket. But being black, it's like, yo, I'd rather just get a ticket because you don't know, and we'll be fine. But it's horrible what's going on right now, and you know, as much as we think things are getting better, we need some direct laws that will outlaw the nonsense that's going on right now. You know, like anything else, if you go to work, I don't know what you have done or what you do in your life, but if you go to work, right, and you know, do something, you break the rules or you break the law, you come in late a couple of times, you come in late mad time. There are officers who not reporting it, shooting their guns, not reporting it, like, and it's going under the rug. And it's like, dude, like any other job, you know, you kill. Why, you know, why in the police force do you get so many chances and opportunities? But you know, at the end of the day, we need real laws that are going to change. The laws should, police are regular human beings too. So the laws shouldn't be different for them as well. So if you kill somebody unarmed with, you know, with no cause, you go to jail too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not above the law, but police officers, they've been acting above the law since they started policing.
Exactly. And one thing that I'm not asking for is the defunding of the police. Like what we want is these police officers that commit these murders to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying, oh, get rid of the police, because if we got rid of the police, then the whole world will be in anarchy and people will lose their mind. We want these police officers to just do their job right and to treat everybody fairly. That's all we want is a fair shake. We had this, you know, this white man shooting people at a protest with a big rifle in his hand, throwing his hands in the air. It was like, listen, I'm going to surrender. Cops walk right past the brother. The brother's like, okay, I'm going to just go play 2K at home. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? There's just so much going on, and it's really a bad time. And I guess what I want to transfer to is the NBA players boycotting, and I want to know your thoughts on that. The NBA players using their platform, and did you think they should have went to the bubble at this time with the pandemic happening and all the murders of unarmed black men? Do you think there was a good move to go to the bubble?
So I'm gonna say that the NBA players using their platform is amazing, bro. It's amazing. You know what I mean? It's like, just think of it. Colin Kaepernick got ridiculed for using his, you know, for being the first. He got ridiculed and blackballed out of the NFL. 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions that season. Like, so he used, what it did was allow people to use their voice. And I feel like the NBA coming together is the biggest thing, because every sport follows the NBA. When NBA shut down, that's when all the other sports shut down. Them using their platform is for the best, and they will get things done. I heard that they're gonna open up every arena to be an election place where people can go and vote now.
Wow.
So that's great too. You know, so they'll be the ones. Hey, if this, you're in this city and you want us to keep playing in your city, you got to change this law, this rule. That got to change in your city. And it also the other part, I think, going to the bubble, yeah, it was good only because you know, people needed some sort of entertainment during this time. You just see so many deaths and murders and this and that, and you're just seeing so many negative. You need some sort of positive energy going around. And again, they're using their platform even during this time. So this has been great. It's been amazing, and I'm happy that the NBA is the league that is at the forefront of it.
Kenny C, I want to know your thoughts on the NBA players boycotting, because we haven't got to do a show on that as well, and I'm going to get my thoughts after you as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, bro, like, you said it perfectly, H2O. Like, these players have the platform to speak to the masses. Like, people are sitting down, like, after a long quarantine, like, damn, the NBA is finally back. Like, if you stop the NBA and you make it public, like, what you want your issue to be about, like, you want to put it out there, you want to put it on the biggest platform, people are going to listen because, like, they have no other choice. Like, if the NBA is not going to play because they want to boycott, like, people are going to be forced to recognize that and realize there's an issue in this country. So I think overall, I think it was a very good thing. And I know LeBron even was saying, like, he wanted to extend the boycott even further. Like, to me, it was kind of surprising how they only cancel 1 day of games, and then like Friday comes and they're right back to games again. That to me was surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say this. I always been consistent on my thoughts of what I thought about the players even going into the bubble. I actually agree with Kyrie Irving in the sense that they're, you know, obviously in this time, as fans, as myself, I'm a big sports fan. We all know we all sports fans here. We want that kind of content right now because that is the shining light with all that's going on with the pandemic. But at the same time, when you think about a lot of these players, they have a lot of mental health issues. You see Paul George, you know, he came out and spoke about it. A lot of these players, you know, they have families that are back at home. They are isolated. That, mind you, there's a lot of things going on in society with what we just talked about with police shooting unarmed black men. So it was a lot, especially with the pandemic possibly coming back. You know, I thought that maybe they may wanted to boycott, but also you also think about some of the players that are not like LeBron James, that don't have that, you know, economic. They're not in the same economic bracket as LeBron James. It will be hard for them to pass up on the opportunity to play and, you know, get their money too. So it's a dicey situation. I'm glad they obviously decide to boycott, even if it was just a game, because now you got everybody's attention, and now we have to take action. But tomorrow we have a good series. We have the Bucks and the Heat, and I want to get those predictions to end the show off from everybody. I think this is going to go 6 or 7 games for sure.
Oh,
and
I can see that.
What y'all got?
You can go first, H2O, if you want.
I guess I'll go first on this one. I would say the Bucks will be a very tough out. You know what I mean? But I can see it go either way. But I'll say Bucks in 7.
Okay. I would say I'm gonna go. Wow. I'm gonna actually go with the upset here.
Really?
I'm gonna go with the Heat in 7. Listen, I like Jimmy Butler's play, man. He's a dog. I mean, obviously he's not the best 3-point shooter, but he tends to make, you know, 3-pointers in the playoffs. And listen, man, you need that type of guy on that team, and then you also got the Heat that got a very good 3-point shooting cast. You got guys that can hit shots. They're a very good 3-point shooting team. Obviously, the Bucks are too, but I just feel like, you know, Giannis, I have to see more in these big moments. Yes, we all know the talent is there. He's one of the best in the league. But will Giannis show up? Will Giannis, you know, be Giannis how he is in the regular season? Will we see that transpire in the playoffs? I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the Heat in 7.
Honestly, I'm going to go with H2O here. Okay. It's going to go 6 to 7. It's going to go 6 to 7, but I think that the Greek Freak is going to get released in this next round. I feel it. I just feel like nobody's going to be able to guard this man. And like you said, Leo, they are a really good 3-point shooting team, the Bucks. I believe they were like top 10, top 15 throughout the season. So I could definitely see a 6 to 7 game matchup, but I think the Greek Freak is going to come out and they're going to take it in 7.
That's solid right
I got my
there.
guy KC.
Yes, sir.
But before we close
Yeah.
out on this show, is there any social media? Could you say your social media where everybody can follow you, so they can get updates about Ballin for Peace events?
For sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So first off, we revamped our website. It's Ballin4peace. It's BALLIN, the number 4 and the word peace.org. You could check us out on that. You could buy some merchandise. We actually have sales, and if they come from your show, we'll give you guys I'll set up a promo code where people will get 10% off if they use your promo code to
Wow.
come on, go on Ballin4peace.org and buy some merchandise and stuff like that. So that's something that we'll do offline. But go to Ballin4peace.org, get all your information there. Also, hit me up at H2O5. That's the letter O. That's the letter O, not 0. Also hit up Ballin4peace, BALLIN, the number 4 and the word peace. H2O basketball, H2O music, H2O everything, man. But yeah, hit me up on those social platforms, and we gonna make it happen. But again, I want to thank you guys for thinking about me during this time, and wondering what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. And when this interview does come out, I'm gonna push it and blast it out to all the people that I can.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate
Great
it.
to have you on the show. Great to have you on the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. And whatever you guys need, I'm here for you guys. So just let's keep that going.
Appreciate that, man.
Looking forward to working with you, man. Just hit me up if you need us. We definitely down to do it for the cause for sure.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.